Well, I've been a little delinquent over the last few weeks, just getting ready for the Oilman shoot that we had and going through some of my gear. You guys seen most of that setup, the initial setup. I didn't take enough time to shoot before I wrecked my shoulders. Excuse number one. I wrecked my shoulders. I did a bunch of rotor tilting, and so I didn't shoot for 2 weeks before the shoot, and my first arrow was on knock-ons. Sponsored hole target. I think it was target 18 on the B course there at the Oilman. So that, it was okay. It was a long shot, of course, which I'm pretty comfortable with long shots, but you could definitely see as the first few targets weren't great, and then I picked up and it was doing good, and then my back got super sore and I just started falling right off the map. But nonetheless, I did realize that my gear, why am I making excuses? Doesn't even matter now. But I did realize there's a few things on the bow that I do want to change. My sight picture I wasn't very happy with over the weekend. A lot of variation in the peep depending on light, and my scope picture wasn't great with it. A lot of scenarios where I had some clearance around my housing, which I didn't have when I was shooting here necessarily. So I'm going to try to bring my sight out a little bit more and then downsize my peep ever so slightly and just see, because the next size down was a little bit too small when I was shooting here. So I'm going to bump that out, decrease that size a little bit, and then I'm going to do some torque tuning. I realized that I missed a critical step. I should have taken more time setting this up, doing some torque tuning. But it is what it is. So I'm going to use the rest only for the torque tuning. We do have some movement, even though it's got the PSE stuff in there. I'll be able to move it back, forward and back a little bit, I believe. I got a little bit of space anyways, although not much. But hopefully the torque tuning is not bad. I just got punished on my bad shots. My good shots were great, but my bad shots were just, yeah, it was a guaranteed 5 if I made a bad shot. So that's something I definitely want to look at. But given that this is going to be my hunting setup, I didn't shoot the PSE Oilman a single time over the weekend while I was there. I know I set that up as my target bow, and it's got all the things I love most for target on it, or for 3D. But I just didn't have the desire to shoot it. And I think I love shooting the bow. There's no issues there. But it's just so similar to the Levitate. Slightly taller ATA, slightly smaller brace height. So kind of the same level of forgiveness, really. Maybe the Levitate's a little bit more forgiving. It's hard to say. I think I shoot better with the Levitate, but not with this setup that I have right now. So I'm going to dial this in, focus a little bit more on getting this ready for hunting season. And then I am moving to the Shootdown Pro. I've got one of those on order. I should see in the next couple of weeks. So be redoing my target setup, actually going to a target setup for winter. I got one more 3D shoot this year, nothing crazy. I'll probably end up shooting it with this just because I want to dial in my hunting setup and get ready for the season. But that being said, definitely for the indoor season, I'm going to switch over to the Shootdown Pro. I think I'll shoot this just the month before hunting season and low light conditions. If I'm out of the range and it's starting to get dark and I'm still there, I'll pull this out and do some shooting with it. But that's how my season is going so far. I'm going to move over to the X23s for target and 3D, see how I like those for the season, for next season. And yeah, with the season slowly falling behind us, we've got got to start thinking about hunting season. So it's pretty exciting. I'm super excited to get back out there. And I know a couple guys there were asking about, actually quite a few people asked me about single sticking saddle hunting, and for one, if it's safe. I personally think it's the safest method out there, so I'm going to make a video on that here shortly, now that everything's kind of cooled off a bit. And we'll go from there. We'll see you guys on the next one.